Welcome back to another episode of Allowed to Ask. I'm so excited to be sitting here with Carly Shapiro. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course, I haven't seen you in like so long and I'm very upset about it.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of sad that this is our reunion, but you're someone who like when I see and I say like let's get coffee or dinner, I actually mean it. So after this we're going to plan it.
Okay, cool.
I'm really happy and excited to be sitting with you, and we went to college together, and you do so much shit now. You're just like such a doer, and it's so inspiring. So I would love to just hear a little bit about, you know, what you do, who you are as a person, you know, what is your day to day, and then we'll talk about some fun stuff.
Love it. Yeah. Haven't seen you in forever, but since college, I've been doing a few different things. I'm 1/4 of Sister Snacking, which most people know me from.
Which I just learned there's 4 of you. Like I thought it was just 2 of you.
There's 4 of us. The 2 of us are, the other one's over on the couch, but we're in the city, so most people recognize the 2 of us. But
what are like your roles between the 4 of you? With the account at least.
So the youngest is still in college. She's
Okay.
at Syracuse going into her senior year. So she is, we just like say like Julia's the baby. Like
Yeah.
she doesn't really do much, but she like comes and tags along to fun stuff. So she's actually living in the city this summer.
Oh,
So
nice.
for her internship, you know.
She's interning for you guys.
No. We put a stop to that. She's interning at Universal Music Group. So
Okay,
she's going to
awesome.
go like learn some stuff and like have fun there.
Amazing.
So that's really cool. But she just kind of tags along and like is there for the fun. Then the older 3, we really split up our roles. Like specifically, we all really help on content, and we are kind of based on like who's available. So like if we have a partnership that comes in, me and Madison are in New York, and then our older sister Sarah's up in New Hampshire. So she kind of takes like the Boston, New England area and takes that over. But
How smart though, because you can really tap into all different areas.
Oh yeah,
That's so
and
great.
there's like some diehard people that love like Maine content and like New Hampshire content. So
I'm feeling lobster.
a lot of lobster.
Yeah, like a good lobster roll.
Lobster rolls for the summer.
Yeah. Obsessed with
We
that.
have a good
How did
video
you
about
start
those.
this? Like, what made you even?
Food.
It's yeah.
She would love this. She calls herself Fatty. Like that's her nickname.
Right,
So
because
like
I love food.
Well, you're chatting with the right girl.
There you go. And you're so teeny. That's the first thing I said to you.
yeah. How do you guys not gain
Oh my god,
weight?
we work out hard.
Yeah.
yeah. I've recently gotten to Pilates.
I was gonna say, what's your workout?
My good friend
routine?
Bobby Flay told me Pilates changed his life, so I've been doing Pilates, and it's incredible.
Okay.
Highly recommend.
Okay. Amazing.
So I don't even remember the last question.
How
did
you
you get
started
into
it?
Yeah. So
Like
we
4 sisters.
Yeah. We started it in 2015, but we've always been like a food family. I will say it started with my sister Madison, who is so passionate ever since she was like a kid about Food Network. We were watching Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives all the time. And so when we were doing, we're a year apart, when we were doing our college tours, like when we went to Syracuse, we went to Funkin' Waffles because it was
So
on the
funny.
show. And she just like would start cooking random stuff like on a weeknight and be like, okay, invite your friends over Sunday. We're going to do like a huge barbecue and like I'm going to make a whole pig. And I'm like, what are you doing?
a whole pig.
But
So
I
I
love
was
that.
Yeah. Like I was like her right hand. I would just like be there along for the ride. And then we just like formed this like love of food. It came over, like we were in college at the same time. Our oldest sister was down in New York City, like working and living her life. And we just like wanted to pull the trigger and open a Instagram account. Like nobody was
Happened so
posting stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
we had Snapchat at the time, so there was
Yeah.
like nothing really like tangible. And we just made it. We were posting like with shitty filters and like
well,
an
back
egg.
in the day, filters were everything.
Yeah,
then.
and it was like a photo of like an egg pop or like a video of an egg pop, and we didn't even write like where it was. It
Yeah.
was so 2010s, and it really evolved. It turned into video content in the pandemic, and like TikTok just completely propelled us.
Yeah.
And then when video content was like really taking over with short form, we were posting all these restaurants that we knew about in the city and restaurants in Connecticut that were staying open for takeout during the pandemic.
So you were in Connecticut in
In the
during
pandemic,
COVID.
we all went home to Connecticut under our parents' roof. It was crazy. It's a crazy
We
time.
did the same
We
thing.
had the
We were
same
in
thing.
Sag Harbor, and it was quite tight.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I love though that it must have been so nice for your parents too that you were experimenting with food and running around, because it's like took
Yeah.
a big load off your mom.
Oh
like,
my God.
'cause food.
It's also interesting to
Food
happen
was
during
painful
COVID, during
then.
a time when like a lot of restaurants and things were closed, and
It
that's
was
when you guys
it
really
was
took
really
it off.
exactly. It was like really crazy because we were posting these places that were like we knew did great takeout, and then people were lining up and doing takeout orders that the restaurants couldn't keep up with, and it was like kind of really
Love.
beautiful
You
that we
saved
knew
them.
we were not saving them, but like we knew we were
Say it loud
really
and proud. Save them.
we were just like
You saved
really
Connecticut
helping.
restaurants.
Great.
We saved
I love
all
that.
of them.
You
They
saved-
would not be here if it weren't for
No,
us.
literally.
Love
That's
that.
so amazing. I want to get into more of like the dating aspect of things because just for the bit of the podcast, we talk about dating a lot here, and we love to just get different perspectives. I feel like we had very different college experience. Like I know you were single in college, and I was not, and now we've like kind of swapped those roles. So I'm kind of curious, also just like for my understanding too, like what was it like being a single girl at Syracuse in college? Like what was that experience like for you? Because I think I had a polar opposite experience from you.
Pretty funny.
Yeah,
You
which
actually
is-
did.
And like I don't think any like one way is better than the other.
No, I like remember like Danny Corrette had like a serious boyfriend the whole time.
The whole time.
the whole time.
And part of
Different
high school
ones.
too, so you just like rolled into
No,
it.
I was literally known as like boyfriend girl. Like I
Yeah.
think at one point I had like 2 boyfriends at once by accident.
Well, it was like
my high school.
It was like a 3-day lap, well, maybe, a couple weeks lap over.
Yeah, but then my ex-boyfriend from high school, we FaceTimed and he had like a hickey on his neck. So I was like, something's off here.
Oh.
Yeah, he told me it was a burn from pledging. We were
Oh.
open. So open just
burn.
means like we weren't ready to like
Yeah.
actually break up, but we wanted other people. And he had like a burn on his neck, and it was a hickey, and he was like,
People
it's a burn
still
from
do
pledging.
hickeys?
Yeah, well back then I guess. If I got a hickey now, I'd be embarrassed. Like when's the
Yeah.
last time you got a hickey? Mom, you're like in
Yeah.
the 80s.
20
Yeah.
I don't know, 2019. When did we graduate?
Maybe
I don't know.
2018.
Yeah.
For me, late 70s.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good. It's good. Okay, so tell me, what was college like for you?
I'm an interesting person to ask that question. I think anyone from college like listening would like my reputation would have preceded me, for sure. I definitely was out there.
So you were
I'm
having
sorry.
fun?
Yeah.
No,
No, wait,
you don't
no,
have to
no,
be
no.
sorry with
Sorry.
me.
The
Because,
reason we have this podcast with my mom is because she like knows like
right. So
Yeah.
I'll say you basically
Yeah.
were in like a fuck girl stage.
For
Like just having
four-
fun,
for
loosey
4
goosey.
years, yeah.
But I
Oh,
think
yeah.
there's no judgment. I think
But
it's great.
it was really interesting because like now like looking back, I know I was like searching in the wrong places.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm out and a lesbian and so proud and like
are you
that.
bi?
No. No.
Straight women. Not straight women, you know what I mean?
Straight women. Yeah. Straight women only.
So college, though, you were focused on
College,
men.
I was not in the space to like address that I had, sexual attraction to women, and so I definitely was like searching for a guy that would like
Where something would click.
something would click, and
Okay.
it,
Did
And
anything click? Like were there any guys, you don't need to say any names, were there any guys that you were like, oh, like maybe
Yeah,
I
like,
could see this
I
happening?
definitely like cared deeply and like
Yeah.
really liked some guys.
Mm-hmm.
There was probably a handful, yeah, but it just never was like 100% like this feels like so like meant to be or like so right.
Yeah.
I always
also, we were young. Like,
we
what
were
do we
kids,
even know
yeah.
what is right and wrong there?
I just remember
Yeah, but
always
some
thinking
of your friends met their. Look at Remy, we
That's
should
true.
say. Like
Yeah.
she met her guy in college.
fun
first
fact,
day.
we went to camp with Scott.
Oh, you did?
Oh, that's so funny.
Scotty
I think I still remember like it was like a tailgate that Remy and him were like just like getting together.
Oh, they met like the first week of
It was
college.
the first, yeah, it was the first week of college. But like I knew Scott as like a big brother from camp, like since I was like maybe like 10 years old.
That's so
and
funny.
he gave me the largest hug. He like picked me up at a tailgate, and I remember Remy's daggers, and I was like, I swear, like there's nothing, like just like love Scott, like
No, if
and
you're
I
on
was
Remy,
like,
if you're on
good, like
Remy's bad
yes,
side,
like go ahead.
It's pretty funny.
You'll get the dagger
Yeah.
from Remy. Love
So
you,
I was like,
Remy.
no, really, there was like nothing. I was just like, he's like a big brother. I swear.
What camp? I'm just curious now.
Tevya.
Okay. Not familiar with
Yeah, it's a really random one in New Hampshire.
it. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, I find that so interesting that just like you had your like fuck girl era and stage in college, and I kind of had mine post. Like, there's no like
Yeah.
one better. way
And
than
then
the
we
other.
completely flip flop because I have
Yeah.
been only in relationships since
And
college.
I've been single literally since the day we graduated college, which has been like 6 years, which is like so crazy to
Yeah.
think that I've been single for 6 years. But what was, we don't need to get into like the whole like story around it, but like what was it like coming out? Like, because like you said, you had this reputation of like, all right, you were fucking around, like as you should be in college and as you should when whatever in any stage of life. Like, what was that like coming out? And I wanted to kind of hear it in like one word. Like, what's the story? Also, then like, what would it be? How would you describe it in one word coming out?
freeing.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking relief.
Yeah.
But also, it probably happened pre-college, like exploring your
Exactly.
sexuality
Yeah.
and like. But nobody probably knew.
Yeah, nobody knew.
Yeah, did people know, you think?
No.
Because I feel
people
like
didn't know when I was in
sometimes-
high school. There was like definitely some rumors, and then I was like super determined to go to college and be like, nobody's gonna know anything that's
And you
gonna
never
follow
discussed
me.
it with your parents or your sister? Said, you know, I don't know,
No.
I feel like something's off a little. Or...
No. Oh, my mom did ground me once because she found out that I kissed a girl at a party, and that was really tough.
Wait, what's that little song? I kissed a girl and I liked it.
But I've kissed like all my friends though.
Okay.
Yeah,
But I'm sure
it wasn't like that. It was
Yeah.
like we made out, and everyone was like,
she's like,
So-
what's
So
what's
is she a
going on?
lesbian now?
"That girl, no,
Okay.
no." But there was a friend that I had when I was in high school that we did like experiment, and she is a lesbian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so you never kind of forgot your first kiss. You just plowed through it for the next
kissed
few
a girl
years.
and you liked it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Do you want to ask one of your questions?
Let's see the note cards.
No, like she's such a grandma. It's
I love
so
it.
funny. And the way she like puts on her glasses too.
So, did you always know you had these feelings, or did you just end up finding a person and it happened to have been a girl?
I always knew that I had those feelings, and I tried to be like, no. It doesn't have to
Suppressive,
be this
yeah.
way. And it was a different time, like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't even know what year. Yeah. So it was like, it was different. It's a lot easier to be gay today. Like so
Oh,
much.
100%. And it's
Like I know so many gay people.
and it's so acceptable. Like
It's-
you just have to be true.
Yeah.
What do I always say? Oh,
Be you,
be you.
everyone,
Else is taken. Like you have
Yeah.
to live. I'm sure your parents are proud of you. Like
So,
you have to
yeah.
live your true self and be happy and whole. And now you doubled your wardrobe. Like this is like great.
Right? Do you and your
There you
girlfriend
go.
share clothes?
Absolutely.
Right,
Wait, that's
see?
so sick.
She's so cute. She has the coolest style. She's
I haven't met her, but she looks cool as fuck.
She's so cool. We were talking about that on the way over. She is like effortlessly cool and so herself.
I have to ask a question about her though. So because I watch her
Mm-hmm.
TikToks, obviously she's like a chef, like a wicked chef, and she always
That's so funny. And your sister snacking.
We're the ultimate like foodie
No, you guys
duo.
are perfect.
Because I like to say I don't cook, I eat, and she cooks for me, and then I eat.
perfect.
Oh, it's perfect. I like that. Like
Yeah.
that's a good get up.
How
I like
did she
that.
start doing the head nod thing? Was that intentional? Like she always starts her videos by saying like whatever she cooks, and then she says let's get into it, and like tilts her head like every time. Was that intentional?
She just started doing it, and then everyone was like, "It's a vibe."
That's her bit.
Yeah,
Genius.
yeah. And
Like,
it's
every
so
video. I like
simple.
that.
It's so simple.
I'll show you her
And
videos
it's so
after.
cool. So
Love that.
I
Going
have a
into
question.
yeah, okay.
Who was the first person though that you confided in? Was it a girlfriend? Was it your sisters? Was it?
I confided in. It was funny because senior year at Syracuse, I was like telling all my girlfriends, I'm like, I can't wait to come out to you guys when we graduate. And they're all like, okay, Carly. Like they're like,
Wait, that's
they
so
thought
funny
it was
you
a
said
joke.
that.
I like we would be out, and I'd be like, I can't wait to start dating girls, and
Were
they're
you
like,
kind of poking around to get
I
their
was
reaction?
like, I was
or-
like just being like funny, and
Yeah.
they like nobody took it seriously. But then I did confide. I have two close friends, my friend Sam and Hannah, and I at different points confided in them. Hannah and I actually studied abroad together in Israel, and so when we graduated, we both led birthright trips, and then we spent like 2 more weeks in Tel Aviv.
I love that.
Before we started work, and so we were out to dinner one night, just the two of us. We were literally on a honeymoon, and I told her, and so she was like really like I would say the first person that I kind of like came out to.
You must have felt so good after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it was received really well.
Yeah.
And then I started work. I worked at CIA, and it's a very like open place, and there was like a lot of gay people, so it was really easy for me to kind of like just like
That could be hard too in the workplace too, like trying to figure out like when to come out to coworkers or not.
Yeah, it was definitely hard. I remember Sydney Lipsitz was in the mailroom with me, and I was like, oh, I have a date tonight. She was like, oh my God, with who? And I was like, it's with a girl. And she just like, so
That's
it was
like
like
probably
slowly,
the way you gotta do it. Just like
yeah.
keep it
But
casual.
you're so adorable. Like not like you just
Thank
like
you.
be you. Like just
Thank
even
you.
the way
Yeah.
she says it. It's
yeah,
like
it's so
okay.
easy.
And then I came out to my sisters the night before my 22nd birthday. We were at Lilia, and it was like word vomit, and I just like started crying.
nothing like coming out at Lilia.
There is literally
Perfect
nothing
place.
like coming out at Lilia.
Lilia over Misi.
Over the Mafaldini, like
Yeah.
just the pink Mafaldini, and you're just like, I'm gay.
Yeah. You're distracted by the olive oil cake. You can't
Yeah.
even like process
Yeah,
what you're
Madison
saying.
was distracted by the cake. The green butter.
What was it like kind of joining the community and like the social life? Like do you
Hard.
Okay.
It's
like do
so
you find
hard
it
in New
very
York.
different?
Yes. You can't just go out with friends. It's so hard. It's so... You would think gay girls are so nice. They
Well,
are
or
cliquey.
Well, that's what
They
you
are
wanted to ask.
cliquey.
Right.
It is hard to like...
Well, because girls are cliquey.
Girls
Most
are
of the
mean.
time.
Really cliquey. Girls are mean. And
Even at our age, though. I mean, also this. You were like what, 22,
I was
23
20.
at the
Yeah, I was
time?
22, and like, yeah, it was not easy. And I like...
How did you get through it?
So they're not welcoming. Or were they not welcoming to you because you're so cute and pretty? Like maybe if
Maybe
they
I'm
felt
a
like...
threat.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
what
know.
was
I
thinking.
no,
Maybe
I-
they felt threatened by you. Like if you weren't so cute, they'd be like, oh, come
yeah,
on,
like you were
let's
the
go
new
out.
girlie in the crew, and they were
Yeah.
like, "Oh shit, she's hot."
Yeah,
Like, watch out. She's gonna
Thank
steal.
you guys.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
guys. She's
and
gonna
it's in a
steal
small
all of our girls.
community.
Yeah.
Like
It's small.
it's like you play geography. This one
Yeah.
knows that one. This one knows this one's
well, it's even
ex-girlfriend,
smaller
and-
of like the Jewish like cool gays,
Mm-hmm.
and it's definitely like it was tight. It was really hard to break into. There's like these events that back in the day these really cool girls would put on, and I went to a couple of them. I like went with like a random friend who like ditched me with her girlfriend, and I was kind of alone. It was just like I was like hooking up with someone that was there, and it felt weird, and it was just
Yeah.
like it was just all odd, and like it is like you said, like there's it's like the same thing with like a straight guy best friend. It's kind of
Yeah.
like, are you trying to be my friend? Because like I just want a friend to like drink with and like dance
Yeah.
with, and like
The
I
lines
don't
are
want
probably
you to like
extra blurred
so-
because yeah.
so blurred.
But if you're looking now for a whole nother career path, because I also think, because I did a little homework, you're also a lawyer.
I am a lawyer.
So you could also, that could be something else to do, is to bring people together. Like, because it is uncomfortable and it is probably really hard for people.
Yeah.
And I know people, like my friend's daughters, who I say, you know, who she says, you know, my daughter doesn't date. I don't know if she's ever dated and blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, maybe she's gay and it's just hard for her.
Is
and
that
she,
something that you like you say with your friends?
yeah, 100.
You,
I
you
have
say
no
maybe
filter.
they're gay. Maybe they're just. Maybe they are gay, but
Maybe
also
they're
maybe they're just
asexual.
nervous.
Yeah, but if a person is like 29 and never really
Never
dating
dated,
or
yeah.
something, maybe, you know, maybe they're just struggling with something
Yeah.
internal and
Totally.
they can't figure it out.
I will say, like,
And yes, I do say that.
I will say, I think it's so hard, like a process, especially for if someone like really has never dated around or even like been with a guy to be like, I don't like this. It's so hard to even like come to the understanding yourself.
Right.
Like luckily, like I had plenty of like experiences to be like, like think about
Right.
it,
Not
and
into
question
penis.
it.
But
yeah.
but it's also like looking for a job, like in
Yeah.
interviewing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as a straight girl looking for a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like you got to put
Yeah.
yourself out there and see what you like and what you don't like. And
Yeah. As an extrovert, that's easy to say, but I'm sure like
Right.
people who
Yeah.
like don't like to
I
get
feel
out of
like
their
I
we're
comfort
tabled
zone.
extroverts
But I
here.
always want to help people. Like I always, you know what I
Totally.
mean. I always try to help
Yeah.
kids and help people. And
What would you say to like someone who's maybe going through what you went through? Like, what would you say, like joining, you know, the gay community? Like, what can they do to feel comfortable? And you can't just say like, oh, like be confident. It's like hard. People are very introverted. So what would you say is like your little tip on how to kind of get into that world and feel good about it?
That is such a hard question.
to be brave enough to like live their true selves.
Are you the lesbian here, or
No, but I think it takes. I think. I don't know. Maybe we talked about that before. No,
wait, what? Dad, turn this off.
my girl crush.
Oh,
Who's
yeah.
your girl crush?
Oh, I can't say her name, but I'll tell you later.
Oh,
Okay,
oh,
yeah.
it's not like a celeb.
No,
Oh,
She's
it's
like
like
an
a friend.
influencer.
it's a real person.
Oh,
Who like we want to have on the podcast one
Yeah,
day.
oh,
super
I can't wait to
pretty,
hear who.
kind,
Girl
nice.
crushes are a thing.
It's
Like,
not
I'm
me.
sure
Right.
into girl crushes.
Oh, well, it might be now. Like you might have bumped
No, it
her
might be
out,
my
but-
girlfriend.
Wait, you're literally gonna
She's
turn my mother after this.
no,
But-
you should ever. My girlfriend, I think, could turn everyone. She is just doing something. She like hits this like approachable like masked lesbian, but also is like so feminine and like wears eyelashes. And I'm like,
you
who
guys
are
are
you?
both.
Well,
you
you're
guys are
so
both pretty
feminine.
Yeah. And I didn't think I would love it, but I love it. She's so cute.
I love
Sorry,
it.
this is not about Tess.
No, we can make it all better. I
Baby,
had a
it's not
question-
about
I
you.
have a question now.
Okay, just
Are
take it away,
there-
Queen?
Oh wait, I didn't give the
Oh,
advice.
yeah.
Oh yeah, what was
Okay,
the advice?
yes.
I think it's important to like whether you're at a job or like you have like a hobby, like find that because like I know law firms have like gay groups that are like within the firm, and like I worked at CAA, there was like a LGBTQ IA plus all the letters.
All of the whole alphabet.
It's such a
whole
different
alphabet.
world since
I
I
just like to
worked.
say LGBTQ plus. That's still a tongue twister, but I was gonna say I miss when it was just LGBT. It was so much easier to say. But no, inclusive for everyone.
We love everyone.
Love everyone, seriously. But no, like there's lesbian pickleball. There's like lesbian like kickball. There's like sports. There's
a group
different.
for
There's a
everything.
group for everything. And like
Yeah.
in New York, like you can find it and like find that group. Maybe just like it's hard to go alone, but like if you find like a buddy, just like go with
There's
them.
also probably someone else who's going to those things alone too. So
Yeah.
just like
Right.
finding those people.
But also, even being straight, and if I had a friend who said they wanted to explore something, I'd be like, I'm down. Let's just
Yeah.
go. Like I
had straight
be a
friends
good
come
friend
with
to
me
friends.
to
Yeah.
lesbian bars. It was like so sweet. And oh my god, it's like the perfect time. It's Pride. It's fucking June.
Yeah.
Right.
Happy
I love
Pride.
June.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
Is it-
This is your Pride episode.
Yeah,
Right.
this is our Pride episode. This
That's
is
right.
sponsored by Pride Month.
Now, in your relationship, so you're both girly girls. Like, are there any gender rules, or you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I'm still a little old fashioned.
Yeah.
I kind of like someone to
Very
open the door for
old-fashioned.
Yeah.
me, and
I share that. I think my mom kind of instilled that in me, and like I definitely look to Tessa definitely takes on a more masculine role in our relationship, and like it's funny because she cooks, which is also like the more like
oh,
it's
yeah. So funny.
but we like to say we carry the bags in different ways. So like
good.
if like we go to the grocery store, she'll be like, give me all the bags, and I'll be like, I can carry one, I swear. But she like likes to carry them and be
Yeah.
so chivalrous and like hold the doors and pay for dinner. She will never let me like if I'm lucky, I'll get her coffee in the morning. Like she won't let me put my card down for anything. She just like spoils me rotten.
love
But
that.
we like to say we carry the bags in different ways because
Yeah.
there's a lot that I do for her on the back end. I like manage her. I keep like all of her shit in order. I'm like on
Like a
top of
motherly
That's good.
figure in a way.
more just like I'm so type A and she's not.
Yeah.
So it like it really we like
You're
have
sitting
struck
with the right people here.
right,
We're
you
the type A
balance
group.
each other
yeah,
out.
we balance each other so well, and it was definitely a learning curve. But
Yeah.
like, she definitely takes on the more boyfriend roles. But I hate saying that. 'cause,
Yeah,
like, the whole
no.
point is there's no boyfriend.
Yeah.
But I love it, and she loves it, and it's like it works.
Did you ever, and I feel like I maybe know the answer to this, but because we were saying before, like you were single in college and then relationships post college, did you ever have like a fuck girl era in the gay world?
I had like a few small ones, and they weren't enough, but it's okay because like I'm with my person now.
No, we
and, like,
love
it's okay.
your person.
But right when I came out, I was single for 3-4 months.
So, like,
that
no
was
time.
it was
That's
a
why
little
girls
time.
still want to be friends with you because you're so damn cute.
Wait, you're literally turning
Is
my
it
mom.
she-
She's called
no,
you
but
cute like
is it-
15
but
times in
isn't
the past
she
2
just
minutes.
has
No,
good
she's
energy.
adorable.
She's cute. Like
Adorable.
Thank you so much.
that's why no one wanted to play with you.
Nobody wanted to play with me. I'm like, I can go to cool meals, and nobody wanted to go.
Yeah.
They're-
Like I'm literally the plug to restaurants.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had that little stint, and then I met someone that I dated for like 4 years, and I was in a very long relationship. And then when we broke up,
And it was a girl.
it was a girl.
Okay.
And then when her and I broke up, I was single for like 2 months before I met Tess.
Oh, that's kind of
So
like how
a
Danny
very
was.
small stint.
When I was in
from,
college.
from high school to
did you
college.
do a lot
to
with that 2
college.
months?
No, she was 5 weeks. It wasn't.
Wait, I love
was-
when she speaks. To
It was.
me.
It was always 5 weeks. Between
No, I had
boyfriends.
like a high school boyfriend, went to college. There was, yeah, I would say it's like 2 months because then I broke up with my first college boyfriend, like when we first, it was like end of sophomore
Wait,
year.
can you go off? Can you remind me who it was? Yeah. And then who was the second one? Oh my god!
Okay,
yeah.
wait, which I actually
Oh
want to
my
ask you a
God.
question,
Yeah.
but it was like 2 months in.
Good,
Like,
I
forgot.
I broke up with the first one. Yeah, thank goodness for all the above. I broke up with the first one like when we first, like after sophomore year. What? Huh? I can't hear you.
Yeah, just
You
don't
can also
mention
say,
names,
we'll
but
cut
you
it
could
out.
say whatever it is.
But I broke up with them, and it was like 2 months in between. So I didn't really have my fuck girl stage until post college.
When did you start dating the second one?
So this is what I want to ask you.
Yeah.
Okay, Carly, I've been dying to ask you this. Okay,
And
so
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I started dating him.
No, wait, like promise it doesn't matter.
No.
Swear.
Beat red.
No. Promise doesn't matter because I've been dying to ask you this for years.
You'd be one of 30.
So I started dating, you know who, going into junior year that summer. I started dating him.
No.
Oh.
But
No.
but wait,
PV.
but wait.
I was PV.
But wait, okay.
Sophomore year.
So I later found out we dated for 2
can't say
years. Remember he visited me abroad in Barcelona. I was like really unhappy abroad. He visited me abroad. I remember I went to, we were all in Barcelona. I was in Prague, but we were all in Barcelona that weekend. I went to the bathroom and I came out and like you two were like, I was a little like butthurt about you for like years actually. Love you to death now. No, like love you.
In Barcelona?
You guys were like all over each other and I like
Were we
walked out of the
making out?
bathroom. No, I hope not. We were dating. And I was like, and then I found out after we broke up that he was cheating on me with like
Oh my God.
30 plus women.
No, we did not hook
So
up
I was
in Barcelona.
like, they totally hooked up.
No. We hooked up in PV.
I mean, Danny, remember though you would
It
go
was
to
PV,
parties?
So I wanted to
Yeah.
ask you, did you fuck my boyfriend while I
No.
was dating him?
No, I did not. And I'm
Right.
so happy that that answer is no.
Oh,
I thought
yeah.
you were going to say we started dating sophomore year right before we went to PV.
No, we
No.
started dating going into junior.
No.
Yeah.
But
Wait,
also,
but even if you did sleep with him while we were dating, like,
no, I
we're
didn't.
good.
No, I didn't hook
Yeah.
up with anyone in Barcelona because I was actually blacked out of my mind
Yeah, but
on
we dated for
Xanax
2
the
years.
Oh no, we never hooked up again
Okay.
ever. It was just PV. It was just the ZBT house in
See?
PV.
See?
You might have got like stuff going on in your head.
Well, I
and then
mean,
it was
I
nothing.
found out he was sleeping with like 30 other
Yeah, so it
women,
didn't
so
matter.
what's one more?
But at
People
least
you know,
he has good
like at
taste.
school.
He does a good taste. What?
So there you go.
That's sweet.
But you remember also,
You're good company, I guess.
and then we could get off this topic because it's not worth it. But I remember even picking up from a party in the Hamptons, and there was like a girl on his lap. Like I mean,
Yeah,
it was
no.
bizarre shit.
He like
He's
sucked
gross.
and fucked anything.
He's
that,
gross.
Yeah.
Wait,
that
like
was a
at
crazy
school?
time. Yeah, so we were long distance for 2 years because he was graduated already. So like he was
I
just
thought he was
frolicking
2 years old.
amok in the city.
Oh,
Yeah, we
yeah.
were
2 years older.
juniors.
Yeah.
So then we graduated and it all
Ay.
came out. But like, love you. Glad we put this aside.
I'm so glad you asked me, and
No,
my
same.
heart rate is really high, and I was really scared for that.
But I love how you knew what was coming. You were like, wait.
Yeah.
You were
You
like,
saw it in my eyes.
Yeah. saw it in your
I
eyes.
thought you were gonna pass out.
okay. You
I never
touched-
hooked up with your first boyfriend, though.
It's okay. You can now. I
Yeah,
don't
you could
really
have them
care.
both.
You could have them
No,
all.
really. No, I will never see anyone from Scarsdale again. I'm done with the whole town.
Yeah, no,
Maybe
oh,
all
yeah.
of
Oh my
Westchester.
God.
Maybe
Right,
we'll
which
just
brings me to my next topic
we'll
because I
just
know
be
your
done.
ex was from that lovely town. Love the food there. Anyway,
We love
we
Ethan
don't need
from
to get
there.
into the whole story, but more just like you obviously went through a crazy heartbreak.
Crazy.
And it was also very public facing because you were on TikTok at the time. She has a strong following, and it was like
Yeah.
outside of Sister Snacking, like your own like Carly Shapiro platform. You have a following on your own. Like
Yeah.
you made it public, which is great. Like what was that like going through such a crazy heartbreak in a public facing forum?
So hard. Also really vindicating,
Yeah.
I would say, and I will like admit, like posting stuff was super like cathartic. It was like for me to be like, no, you did such a terrible thing to me, like you don't get to get away with it, and like go
Yeah.
live happily ever after with her in my apartment.
That is crazy. I sent my mom the podcast episode of that where you were on Carly Weinstein's
Yeah.
just to get her like a little like glimpse of your
Yeah.
story.
We don't have to go into
And-
like all
no,
of the
but that
tea.
is so
Yeah.
crazy that she's in your apartment. Like, what was that like? Kind of, right? Going through that in a public facing forum, but also how did you learn to regain trust again? Because you are in such an amazing,
Yeah.
healthy relationship now. Like, we were just talking about my ex. Like, definitely have a little trust issue moment go on. I think I stole your question. I'm
No,
realizing. Sorry,
but that's
I know
okay.
you
But
wanna
what
talk about that.
you liked it though. That's
I know,
why
I
you
did
stole
like
it.
that,
She was
'cause
like,
it's
"Oh, I
such a
really
good
like that one." I'm like,
question.
"Okay." But also, what I always say is, all of your experiences when you're young get to where you need to be.
Totally.
Like I think Danny dating now at 27 versus at 20, like she knows what she wants. She's going to appreciate good things.
Yeah.
Like she's
Yeah,
not
but
going to
the tra- there's-
sabotage
there's
a
still-
relationship. Like she's going to be all good.
Yeah, but like I definitely have like a little bit of like I never feel like personally, which is like so sad to say, but I feel like I've just been with like not so great guys to the point where like I feel like there's always someone else I'm going to be fighting with, in a sense where like every single guy, all my ex-boyfriends, there was always another girl I had to kind of hurdle over in order to quote unquote win them. Like it was
Yeah.
always me versus someone
So-
else, and I
yeah.
always ended up winning, quote unquote winning, but like at the end, like there was-
Winning the losers.
No.
That's what we should
won
call the
losers.
podcast.
Yeah,
winning the losers.
literally.
Then yeah, I am so in agreement. Like every little piece adds up to where like you're gonna need to be and where
Right.
you're gonna get to, and
Yeah.
like I'm such a believer of just literally everything happens for a reason.
I
like
agree.
me and my girlfriend have so much invisible string that like could have put us in the same time and
Do
same
you know what
place.
invisible string is, Mom? You wanna
It's
explain it?
yeah, it's like this concept or theory that like there's all these like hidden things that connected you to this person, but they didn't reveal themselves, or you didn't meet until like both of your time was like ready.
Right, because we always say timing is everything.
Everything. Yeah. So all of those are going to like add
that.
up and get you to like, none of those were right, but you probably learned so much from each person, each experience. But yeah, mine was very, very devastating, and I now feel like kindred with anyone who has ever gone through like a really tough breakup, because it's like not everyone has that experience in their life. No. And like I kind of realize it now. Like I have so many friends that are getting married and like getting engaged, and everyone like
I see people who have like healthy breakups, and I'm like, what's that like? Like what's like a normal breakup where you actually just like part ways and like you just don't speak again? Like,
I don't know.
Not in my world.
No, mine was so unhealthy, and then we never spoke again. Yeah. So it's so bizarre, but like anyone who kind of like gets it, like gets like this like gut draining, like devastating, heartbreaking feeling. And like you have had to, like, I know I went from that moment and like built from the ground, lower than the ground. Yeah. Like I was so low. This one my sister came over the night that it happened. I was like, you're coming and sleeping over. She brought her dog. Like everyone rallied around me, and it was like so difficult. But like no matter how many people are around you, you have to do the work. Mm-hmm. I was in therapy like twice a week, every week from the day that it happened.
We're huge therapy people here.
But you're lucky that you have such a good support system. And you probably went through all the stages. And
all the stages, like, it was like denial. I was like, we're going to be friendly. Like, and then I like,
or maybe we'll
read
get
her
back.
iPad, and I was like, we're not going to be so friendly anymore. Was there a moment
where it was like, maybe we'll get back together? I feel like I had that moment.
Well, that's always in the beginning, kind of. I feel like when you break up, you're kind of like, oh, maybe it will work out. Maybe he'll miss you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or she'll miss you.
I think from the it's kind of hard. Like yes and no. I kind of always, in the back of my mind, knew that I was like destined for like better treatment.
Yeah.
And just like the whole relationship. So looking back, like I like kind of knew that like there was someone who was gonna like actually like treat me like I deserve. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't getting that.
It takes time for people to realize that you actually deserve that.
It was like towards the end where there was like a lot of like really like misunderstandings of like my feelings and my emotions, and I was like, my emotions aren't being like received like at all. They're being like actually like there's like anger on the other side of them when I'm like expressing emotion, and I'm such an emotional person.
Yeah.
But
were there big red flags?
No. I want
to say, whenever my mom says red flag, she goes like this every time, no matter what the setting is.
Because I always say, like, do
we get to go green flags?
Were there any red flags? I know we should start talking about green flags because everyone's great now.
What were green flags that you saw in your current?
Oh my God,
not new, but your current relationship, but when it was new.
Yeah, so many things with Tess that were so positive. It was first because I met her and I was so not looking for a relationship, and that's always when it happens. And it was
only 4 months, you said.
It was 2 months.
You were looking to.
And how did you meet her? Were you in one of these unwelcoming bars?
No, I saw her on TikTok.
As my mom says, she slipped and slide.
I slipped and I slid right into her DMs.
Okay, it slid.
It slid. My mom thinks it slipped.
Slipped.
She's like, oh, did he slip into your DMs? I'm like,
oh, I slipped.
Yeah.
I slipped. I was like, oh, I'm falling. I can't get up. And she was so patient. Patience was the first thing, because I was like so like fucked. Like there were so many pieces of me like trusting and like openness and like just like we don't have to get nitty gritty, but like honestly, like sexually, I was like honest. I was a mess. Mm-hmm. Everything was. I was not open to like being in a new relationship, and she was so patient. She like consoled me when I was like crying over my ex. And
that's really unbelievable. That's crazy.
Yeah. And I would be like, I'm just having like a sad day, and she's like, do you miss her? And I'm like, yeah. She was I can't believe she's still with me.
Crazy patient.
And how long have you been together now?
Almost 2 years.
Wow. It's great. I'm happy for you.
You
deserve it.
Have you ever, Mom, had crazy heartbreak? Like gut-wrenching?
Yes. My fiance broke up with me. I was engaged when I was like 21 or 22.
Oh my God.
I can't believe you were engaged. Like, obviously I know you were engaged, but like...
Yeah.
Like...
How long were you together?
we were together for like a year and a half, 2 years. I mean, it's like such a blur now. We had a
Yeah.
wedding date.
Oh
Like
my
we
God.
were in it. September 13th, 1986.
Damn, you remember.
Yeah, and then
That's crazy.
That's
we
crazy.
broke up. It was something I barely remember. Like I loved one of his sisters. I was really, really close with. I wasn't so close with the other one. And it was something that one wanted to be a bride. It was something with like a bridesmaid thing, and then also my family.
Okay.
So my mother's old now, so thank God she doesn't listen to this. She doesn't even know how to get on a podcast. But
Well, granted,
My
you
parents-
Grandma.
didn't, you
I didn't
didn't either.
but my
Before
mom's
we started
91.
this.
But my parents were very controlling of everything.
Okay.
And his parents wanted to be a little bit more involved. But back in the day, like the bride's parents paid for everything, and my mother didn't feel like she had to share or include anyone. We were fighting a real lot. So he broke up with me. I was definitely really, really sad. I
Yeah.
lost like 22 pounds. I remember my parents left for 6 weeks for St. Thomas.
That's a theme, by the way, with the weight loss. Like when my ex-boyfriend and I broke up, my mom lost
20
20
pounds.
pounds. I didn't lose 1 lb.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
She
Gay.
lost all the
I
weight.
did. I
I
loved
lost
him.
like 10 pounds in a week.
That's insane.
Yeah, I needed.
I was small.
You were small.
I was tiny.
You were small.
My friends were like,
Time to pick up sister snacking again
Yeah.
and eat.
"You gonna eat that?" And I'd be
Yeah.
like,
start snacking. I know, and I
Yeah.
remember also then losing all this weight, and my friend Hillary would come over with a burger, and I had this girl Iris in my world then, and everyone was trying to feed me, blah blah blah. Oh, and it was kind of so. Then we broke up. Then I started dating. I didn't go out for like 8 weeks, and then I went out, and that night I met this other guy who's still not married, and the guy that I was engaged to was a nice guy, like, and I would have had a nice life.
But then you wouldn't have Dabubu right here.
Oh, that like hurts my heart.
Okay.
But then this other guy that I went out with was everything that he was like a gambler, and we went on vacations, and he was like a crazy guy.
Yeah.
But then
"It was wrong, but it was fun, and it was what was needed at the
it
time."
was needed.
Okay.
But then I got back with my ex.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is a new story.
So then I
don't know
had my
about.
boyfriend, the gambling crazy boyfriend, who probably was cheating on me too. He was like, like kind of an it guy. He was over my apartment, and then somebody else called me and said that the guy that I was engaged to's dad died. So I got in the car and I ran over to his house in Woodmere, and then the mother wasn't welcoming because she said, I broke her son's heart, and it just got really.
Wait, but he dumped you.
Oh,
Why
I
the
was
hell
gonna
did
say
you
that.
break his heart?
Oh, because I forgot the thing. While I was dating then the gambling guy, whatever, I started dating my ex-fiance again. I bumped into him in Cedarhurst. It was like the stars, whatever. We weren't ready to tell anybody, but it was like a couple months we were kind of back together.
Okay.
Then his father died.
Uh,
And so then I had this guy who was probably cheating on me and a gambler and everything bad. He's like, well, what do you care? I was like, well, we're back together. He was like, huh?
oh, so you also had two
my
boyfriends
God.
at one point.
Yeah, kind of.
Like mother, like daughter. Apple does not fall far from the tree.
There you go. Okay, but enough about me.
I love learning this stuff.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
But I forgot about it all kinds
we
of
I
forget
remember
our
when
our
first-
moms like had like lives before.
I literally saw a TikTok sound where it was like, you need to remember that like this is like your parents' first time living too. So sorry for being so annoying. But I remember the first time you told me that like full story about like your heartbreak when I first had my heart broken. And I was like, wait, you're like a human being too. Okay, one question I had for you, Carly, was
Oh, wow.
are girls as annoying as guys? Like in relationships?
Everyone
Like, 'cause honestly,
can be
I
annoying.
see like just see so many videos and obviously people like know people in relationships where it's like girls are just like babysitting their boyfriends. Like, are
No,
girls
I would,
annoying like
I
that?
would I would say they're not. They're not. We're a little more capable. I don't think it's the same because I also have this point of view where I'm like, guys are like, what are they? They're aliens to me.
Yeah.
But that's just to me. But
I'm sure
also
they're
like,
also aliens to me. So,
But women, I always think are a little more capable in a
Yeah,
certain way.
yeah.
oh, I feel bad for Felix behind the curtain right now.
Oh, but we love
Sorry,
Felix.
Felix.
You're great, Felix.
And I'm sure he's very capable.
But yeah, I also agree with the statement that men are aliens.
yeah, they're just foreign.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a brother-in-law now. My brother, he's my favorite, but he sometimes is an alien to me too. Like he's watching golf. I'm like, are you really enjoying this? Like, I don't think so.
Wait, that's so funny you say that because I'm seeing this guy. No questions, mother.
Is he a golf boy?
Well,
So
Let's ask.
he's a huge golf boy. I hate when you say that, even though it's the name of the podcast. he is a huge golf boy, and like when on our first date or something, he told me he plays golf, and I was like, do you actually like playing golf, or do you just feel like you have to play because every guy is playing golf now? And he was like, that's actually a very good question. No one's ever asked me that.
But do you truly enjoys it? Yeah.
I think it's a fucking snooze fest.
But it's a great lifelong sport.
I don't know.
It's so
I'm not going to subscribe. It's like not for me.
Yeah, but I've been trying to learn golf for like 3 years now.
Do you actually have fun doing it?
I have fun though, because I only play usually 9 holes if I do
Okay.
play. And after the 3rd hole, we start talking about lunch. So it's kind of like,
it's like a girl's
not
day.
really golf,
It's like
right.
shopping, but without spending the money,
correct.
I guess. I don't
So
know.
see how good it is? And I love being outside. And what's better than being with friends?
But then
it kind of works.
go for a walk in the Hamptons. Like it's the
I
same
do that too.
concept.
Yeah,
The golf
she's a good
cart
life.
is
We're not
fun.
worried about
Yeah,
her.
yeah. I would drive the cart. Like that seems fun.
The cart's fun.
No, I'm a very cute golf caddy. Period.
Yep.
That's all I have to say. Do you feel, just like switching gears a bit, do you feel this type of pressure to settle down, like even in the community that you're in? Like I feel like there is such that in like the straight world that I'm in. Do you feel that in the gay community where it's like maybe it's just where you grew up, or do you still feel that in the world that you're in?
That's a good question, Danny.
I'm here with all the good questions.
Have you
you're
never
hitting
thought
me.
about it?
No.
We
Like
definitely
I beg Tess to propose every day. Like I'm like, what's going on? Like I need a ring. It's fine.
Wait, it's gonna happen
But you
like
could
tomorrow.
propose to her.
No, I know, but we're gonna let her go first.
Okay.
The roles, you know.
The roles,
Right, well, that's what I was saying.
Gender
yeah.
role. Yeah, this is where you're
Yeah.
becoming old fashioned.
No, but I'll get her a ring and like we'll deal with that. But no, like she reminds me like we have a long life. Like it's okay. We have no rush.
So you put the pressure on yourself.
I just like love the shit out of her, and I think she's so cool. And I'm like, I just want to like scoop you up. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want anyone.
you want to legally bound her to you.
Yeah, but not in like not in a creepy way.
No, of
just like
course.
we just love each other so much. In the most nauseating way, and everyone says we're so not like nauseating. My mom literally says you guys are making me ill.
No, but that's so cute.
It's cute, but
I wanna
like
see your
by the
dynamic.
20th baby and like my love and sweetheart, like my mom literally is like, can you guys like stop? Like seriously.
It's like, how were your parents during the whole heartbreak and, you know, finding yourself and just kind of like your whole story? Like, how were they throughout the whole process? Because I'm sure, you know, it could be comforting for a kid, quote unquote us kid, to kind of hear that, you know, there was great support out there for you.
Of course. Like I think I'm so blessed that I have parents that were literally like, oh, that's
Cool.
great. They were so cool with me coming out. The heartbreak was tough, but any parent will say the same, like
Oh my
watching
God.
your kid go through it. They're just
Horrible.
there to be like, someone is out there for you. Like you are so strong. You're so incredible, which is like, I've candidly never struggled with confidence. I knew my self-esteem. I was the whole time I was like, I know guys, like I'm gonna find someone sick. Like it's fine.
It's nice
I
that
knew
you
I
had
was
that
gonna be
confidence,
okay.
because like when people are going through the ringer with heartbreak, like I feel like they can be so depressing. Like
I think
they think that's the fate for them.
I think a lot of people like don't leave a relationship, or they stay in one because they think like this is the best I'm gonna get, or this is just it. This is it for me. And like
Yeah.
They feel
that
pressure, especially now. Like,
oh my God, yeah. Like everyone our age is like engaged.
But that's crazy to me. Like
I know.
we're
so young.
children.
I know.
We're children.
I'm a kid. I'm literally just
You're
a
a
child.
kid begging for an engagement ring.
Yeah. No, like people like when we get like when people freak out about sister snacking and they see us, we get like a ton of people that are like, I literally love you guys, and they're like, oh my God, I'm starstruck, and I'm like, don't be, I'm like a child.
I'm
like
14.
I'm 12, and
Yeah.
I'm like, what's for lunch?
Yeah.
Like it's me. And me and Tess just went to a Fletcher concert last weekend down in Asbury for Pride. And
fun.
it's like our target demographic.
Yeah.
Like all the gays were there and all the lesbians like were flagging us down like, Tess, Carly, like come here, like it was so sweet. I was like gonna cry.
So nice.
But these girls were like freaking out. Like this girl was almost moved
Are you
to
guys the
tears.
iconic lesbian duo? Like I think so.
In my dreams.
Yeah. No,
Like,
where you're living
in
in reality.
In my head, like I think we are, but like I don't. There's like so many more like couples out there that people care about.
For the
But
sake of the pod, you guys are.
oh my God, thank you so much. That's gonna live in my head, and my head is this big now. But this girl was like so emotional, and I walked away, and me and Tess are looking at each other like,
What's happening?
we're just two little girls.
Yeah.
Like we're just little girls. Like we're just gonna go get some pizza now. And
You
like,
guys have your head on straight though. Like it's so nice. Like you're not letting it get to you.
it gets to me sometimes, and Tess is like, shh. Like,
Yeah.
it's okay.
No, you guys are good. You sound like you balance each other out.
We balance, and like we're like so normal. Like, we're going up to Rhode Island for her sister's birthday.
And you live
like,
together
we're not,
now,
That was my next
right?
question.
2 years in?
We don't live together yet, but we spend 24 hours
So
a day
you have
every
your
day
own
together.
apartment and she has
Yeah.
your own. Okay.
Yeah, we both have roommates
Okay.
separately, and our leases are up end of summer, so we're looking.
Oh, here we go.
Here we
That's
go.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dun,
First
dun,
comes
dun.
moving in, next comes ring. It's coming.
It's coming.
I know, but the other day we were having like a very realistic discussion because like we keep joking,
Yeah.
and it is a joke, but it's not a joke,
Yeah.
and she was like, no, she calls me Cass. Those are my initials, so she's like, Cass, actually, like a year, and I'm like, okay.
As long as you
Actually,
know,
like a year.
I mean,
okay.
you know, but a year
Because
goes
I
fast.
keep going. Okay, so we're moving in together, and then like a week later, after we move in together, like I'm gonna get
Yeah,
a
you
ring.
sign the lease and like she
Maybe she's
proposes it.
saving for a ring.
She
give her some
does. She
time.
keeps saying that. She's like, I want it to be like good and special. It's not gonna be.
You're
just,
like, keep it up, sweetie.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
keep
Yeah.
saving.
Oh yeah. It's like
Um,
we don't need to go out for dinner tonight.
yeah.
I remember though when I had getting
Put that money
engaged in my
aside.
head. My husband would call me, who was my boyfriend, and he'd be like, "Oh, I have to ask you something." I'm like,
Like
"Yes."
Dad, like dad right
And he-
now?
yeah.
Oh.
I'm like, "Yes." He's like, "That's not it." And then I used to take like a big fat ass diamond and tape it to my hands and be like, "This looks like really good." I was so obnoxious.
No, that's like
No, I'm-
literally me. I try on my friends' engagement rings, but
Yeah.
not like their wedding bands because they're married. Like
Yeah,
not on
you
the
have to
finger
try
though.
on Madison.
And I put it on a different finger, and I'm like, wait, this looks so hot on me. Like I'm gonna be the sickest bride ever. Soon.
So
Not soon. No, not soon. Far from it. Far
you
from
never
it.
know. You never know. You could like
Yeah.
something could just like click and move quick.
I
But
know
I
my
feel
my
like-
mom's new word for me is like self-sabotage. Like she thinks I'm gonna self-sabotage anything that I approach.
Well, because she's not. I feel like, I mean, they say the guy she's dating now. Like, who knows if he's the one? But he's nice. He's kind. He sounds like he's caring. He's on it. Like that's like important. And she's used to more like a little bit of a
douchebag,
douchebag.
asshole,
Like a fuck boy,
Right.
like a.
But I do always say everything
you like
happens.
a chase, do
Like,
ya?
I'm
But you
so,
gotta get
I'm like
over the
done
chase.
running.
Okay.
Like I'm like over
Yeah.
chasing.
Yeah.
Like, it's nice to feel like reciprocated.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
nice
it kind
to
of
feel
moves. We're not in a rush, but it kind of moves when it's just good and it's right.
Yeah.
It's easy and it's fun.
Yeah, and it feels like meant to be.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's
Like
when,
where you are.
Yeah.
So don't hold your breath, Mom.
Not planning anything. Don't worry.
You've had my wedding plans. She actually told me that she had my wedding plans. She had wedding ideas for me when I was like 4.
No. No,
No, it's not cute.
No, I
That's
went
sweet.
to
It's
an
not
event
sweet.
a really, really long time ago at Cipriani's Wall Street. And I was like, oh,
Oh,
my God.
Cipriani wedding?
No,
This
no,
is
but now she doesn't want
groundbreaking.
that
No,
for
I don't
me.
like it
Yeah,
anymore.
like I was like, Mom, it's too basic.
Right. But this was like 15 years ago.
Okay.
I said,
so it was groundbreaking at the time.
Right.
That's
so
fair.
I was like, oh my God, this place is gorgeous, whatever. I was there at an event last night that my friends hosted. The event was fabulous.
Yeah.
But I was like, no.
Not for me.
no.
Yeah.
So
Not for
so the dream is gone.
The dream,
Yeah.
her dream is gone.
Yeah.
I don't know what my dream is, but whenever I get married, she'll have it planned. Okay, one question I wanted to ask is there anything that you wished was different about the dating scene in the LGBTQ A, B, C, D, B plus? You know, we'll just stick to LGBTQ. Anything you want to change?
I wish there was like more. Okay, like think about how many influencers like post about like where to meet hot guys in the city, like back in the day when it was like Acme or whatever, and
Yeah.
like now I don't even know where it is now. But
I don't know either, by the way. Where to meet guys?
I'm trying to think. Like I feel like VIP list posts like where the guys are. I don't know.
I saw this
but-
thing where it's like total side note, but it's like you want to go to the places where you want your husband to be. So like, do you want your husband to be at like a sweaty bar on a Friday night? Or
No.
maybe
You
they're
want-
at like the golf simulator on the West Side Highway.
or they're running on the West Side Highway.
Or
Oh,
they're-
that's where apparently everyone says to meet guys.
Yeah, there's a bunch of wicked hot men there,
Mm-hmm.
potential suitors for jerseys, but they're on a run. What am I gonna start running?
Hi.
Hi.
Pull a Charlotte York and like just lay down in front of them. Like
And
they
look,
trip over you.
I am not one to shy away from going up to someone, but like when they're on a run, it makes it a bit difficult.
I know. But if they had a dog with them, you could be like, oh my God, and like pet the, just like stop them.
No, there's definitely ways. There's definitely
Do you
ways.
run? You could run by them, with them,
Yeah.
follow them.
No, I'm a light jogger.
Okay.
I'm more of like a hot girl walker now.
Anyway, that to be set like off that note is like I wish there were better, more like sick lesbian bars that like are actually for lesbians and like cool.
Yeah, what are the lesbian
vibes.
bars? Like where
There's
should
none.
lesbians
There's
be going?
Cubbyhole and there's like Henrietta and like
Henrietta Hudson. I know
Yeah.
that's around the corner from Jordan's apartment.
Yes,
But
yes,
maybe
it is.
you should do in your spare time because you don't have enough
What,
jobs.
outside of being a lawyer
No,
and a
no,
content
but maybe
creator?
you
All
know,
my spare
maybe you
time.
should put together like I see all these things online like 30 single people get-togethers,
Yeah.
dinners, whatever. Like not that you're looking for a whole new business,
Then
but,
you're in the whole event space.
but it's so nice. I think
There's-
bringing
there-
people together.
There are some Instagram like collective girls that like throw these kind of cool like events every once in a while, and I went to a few of them like when I was single, and they're good, but they're still not like approachable. Like everyone is there with like their clique, and it's like it's not as good as like a bar. Like I want there to be like a sick cocktail bar
Yeah.
that's like a
like a
lesbian.
lounge.
Yeah.
Is there a grinder for girls?
think
Grinder is
there's-
like, you know, grinders.
It's like a hookup thing.
Well, it's like a dating app, but it's for gays, but it's
yeah.
for guys only.
Guys
right?
only. I think there's one called like Her, maybe.
Creative name.
I thought that was like a deodorant brand.
Him and Hers is the hair
Oh,
growth brand.
Hims.
Hims?
Hims, yeah.
Yeah.
For hair.
That's
So,
funny.
We all
yeah.
have good hair here.
Yeah, you have amazing hair.
Thanks, guys. I'm trying to do my best.
It is. It's
I'll
so
plug
good and
a
bouncy, and you were out all
Jolie
day.
shower head.
Oh.
Love it.
Oh, can we talk about that? I get so many advertisements for Jolie shower heads.
Yeah.
What is that? I don't
It's
even
like
Okay.
a good filtered shower head.
I did get mine gifted.
Okay,
It was
hashtag
sent to me.
gifted.
So, yeah. But this isn't sponsored. No ad. I love it. I just
Okay.
feel like New York water like fucks your
No,
hair
disgusting.
over. It's so bad.
But I only wash my hair like once a week.
Same.
dirty girl.
But it's
How often you
but
wash
it's
your
better
hair?
with the Jolie.
It
It's
is,
better
yeah.
because it keeps your product like it like actually holds.
You wash
And
your
you've
hair
been
like
out
twice
all
a
day,
week.
and it's so pretty and bouncy. What? I wash my hair now like two, 3 times a week, more like 2 times a week. But there wasn't like back in the day. I think I did my hair every single day.
Every day, yeah.
It's just so horrible.
Oh, I want to ask this question. So when you were going through Heartbreak, what was the best thing people, you know, who you loved did for you to make that situation better?
Just be with me. And I left the city. I went home to Connecticut to my parents' house, and 3 of my friends came, and we just like had the most wholesome like 3 days in Connecticut. We like went to the movies, and I just like I couldn't be alone. I couldn't sleep alone without like not sleeping.
Yeah.
I relied like way too heavily on like drugs to help me sleep, but my anxiety
drugs
was
here.
so
We're
hard.
good.
Yeah, it was so hard to like get through the night, and like just like it was just comfort.
Yeah.
It was comfort having people around. My sisters were around the whole time. Like it was just
That's the
nice
best.
to have the comfort and
What,
no
sisters?
Yeah, I love that.
but like no
You didn't have
pressure.
sisters.
I know.
I didn't have friends being like, we have to go out, we have to go to dinner. No one was like pushing me to do anything.
Yeah.
It was like I just want to chill.
That's honestly the worst
I
when like
need you
you're in a
with me.
sad mood and it's like let's go be out hot and like sexy. It's like I want to
No.
like shove my face in ice cream pie
Yeah,
and like
and that's what they did. We
Yeah.
sat, we
Right.
watched movies. It was so fucking cute. My friends were like with my parents, like we're on our couch, like what? It was just I loved it.
so nice.
But you
Yeah.
also have to go through all the emotions and the feels and whatever. And hey, look where you came out now.
Yeah.
All
And then
good.
when I was like packing my stuff up to move out of our apartment that we had together, I had friends like on like shifts with me, and it was like, okay, I'm gonna be here. Like Lindsay Brandis was there Saturday, like
Yeah.
Sam was there Sunday, like Madison came and picked me up with my stuff, and like it was just everyone was there for a specific time, so I wasn't
Little bit of time
alone. Like,
slot.
because if I was alone, I would have gone. It was just so
It was sad.
yeah.
But you must also be an amazing friend that you have these great friends. So it's
yeah,
good.
your friends are always a
I hope
reflection of
so.
you too.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
True.
They are.
Any closing final words I always like to ask, like to end, you know, what's like the best piece of dating advice or really any advice when it comes to relationships that you've received or maybe you haven't received, but just that you could give?
I think for dating advice, like just faith in the universe, like trust that like what's meant to be will be. And like firsthand, when I was in a very long relationship, we were talking about rings, we were very close to getting engaged, and we did not, and for a great reason. Like whatever higher power there is, like, shoved me so hard off that path that I was on, because they knew that that was, like, not where I was destined to, like, raise a family, get married, and, like, be. And
It's like
so
the saying, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans.
yeah, don't make a plan. Just
I like
so, like,
I got that from Kim Kardashian. No, Khloe Kardashian. So pathetic. Yeah.
No, but
it's
good.
still a good quote.
It's a great
fine.
quote.
So I think just, like, having faith and, like, trusting in the universe. But for someone going through a breakup, the most comforting thing that I love to, like, remind is if you, like, picture your life in a book, like a chapter book, and, like, know when it's time to turn the page. And I get so emotional because I literally love that. And I was like, it was time for my chapter to close.
Yeah.
And it was, like, time for the next one to start. And I felt it. Like, I felt it inside me. I was like, there's something coming. There's something big. And, like, I can just look to that. And, like, I, like, just had faith that something coming was there. And I was only on, like, chapter 3. So
fuck yeah.
Love
we have
that.
there's so many more. Like, the book is going to be long. Like, I'm only 27.
Yeah,
Right.
no, we have so many chapters.
To be
in
long
it.
and healthy.
So I love, like, the book metaphor.
Love.
Yeah.
As my mom says, love that for you now.
Yeah, love that for you.
That's her new, like, thing, even though it's, like, so old. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. You're
Thank
so
you.
fabulous. And we'll see you next time.
And it was
Thank
great
you.
meeting you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. This was so fun.
Yay!